for other things, such as obsessive compulsive
gotta feel bad for the
disorder,
kid.
disruptive behavior disorders.
Like, yeah, he probably did something fucked up, like, at the end.
Sadly,
Probably in this video, but
you
you gotta feel bad.
Much later.
And intimidation. He was accused of kicking and punching his mom before grabbing 2 table knives and stabbing her, slightly injuring her. Brandon was held in a juvenile facility for a few hours, went before a judge a few weeks. Growing up, you typically watch a lot of cartoons and will have your favorite cartoon characters. Sometimes,
who really
some can
doesn't?
grow an unhealthy obsession over a cartoon character, which is called a parasocial relationship. These parasocial relationships over
It's funny how many, like, parasematic relationships there has been based off cartoon characters. Like, whenever I find out on Twitter, I always just find it interesting.
An Invader Zim episode that led him to cut out the organs from his neighbor. There's also
yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Randy Stair, who shot up a grocery store due to his obsession with a character from Danny Phantom. In today's video, we talk about cartoon characters.
You will remember.
For the record, I do want to state that the cartoon characters that I talk about in this video didn't specifically tell these individuals to commit their crimes, because all 3 people that I do talk about do suffer from mental illnesses. I just felt like putting that out there. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, because I am going to try to be more active on these platforms, but enough blabbering, you're here for the topic and not me, so let's just get into it.
I'm always here for you. I'm always here for you.
Invader Zim.
Oh yeah, Scott. This episode particularly, I'm gonna try not to spoil it. I'm gonna try not to, but
Kenneth Dyleski and Esther Fielding. When Scott was 2 years old, both of his parents separated and was primarily raised by his mother alone. Because of this, Scott and his mom moved pretty frequently, which most of the time Scott didn't have electricity growing up. And when Scott was in the 6th grade, he and his mom moved in with a family friend in Lafayette, California. Although they moved in with a family friend, the house was more so of a shack. When Scott's father found out about his ex-wives and son's living habits, he called CPS twice. Once in 1994 for general neglect and another time in 1995 for emotional abuse. Surprisingly, when he called CPS twice, CPS didn't make the effort to show up on both occasions.
yeah, it's very sad how Scott was raised. Not gonna hold you. Like, just hearing the story, you feel bad until you get to like the actual like thing he did, which I'm trying not to spoil it, because, like, you know, I watched this reaction or the original video, which you guys should watch the original video before watching this reaction.
Fast forward a bit, Scott is now attending Alcalanes High School. Although when he was in elementary school, many teachers praised him as being a very sweet student, the same couldn't really be said when he was in high school, because during this time, he really dove into conspiracy theories, which made him an outcast. In 2002, he sadly experienced tragedy because his half-sister was the passenger of a car crash, which caused her and everyone in the car to pass away. Subsequently, his mom would have married and divorced for a second time. During this hard time for Scott, he became emo, goth, and even satanic, because he would bring a satanic Bible to school every day. By the time he reached 10th grade, Scott had dropped out of high school to instead pursue his GED. Afterwards, he enrolled in anthropology and psychology courses at Diablo Valley College.
Like, he was doing pretty fine until
a baker in a bagel shop, which was co-managed by his mother. His work routine often began as early as 4 a.m. and extended until the shop closed, which was stated in the report. During the time when Scott was still in high school, Scott entered his emo phase.
Yeah, not gonna hold you.
Watching Invader Zim.
He looks like copyright. He looks like Muriel Manson. Now I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Artist Yonan Vasquez for Nickelodeon. It follows the exploits of an alien named Zim from the planet Earth, who is sent to conquer Earth with the help of his robot sidekick.
If you guys never watched Invader Zim, I suggest you watch it, including the reboot movie.
Was to create the show targeting an older audience, and Invader Zim was the first pitch. Despite its initial popularity, popularity, the series faced declining ratings and financial constraints, leading to its cancellation before the completion of the second season.
It sadly got canceled because
from
it was like, it was very dark.
Start airing in 2006. In April of 2001, Nickelodeon released the Dark Harvest episode, and in this episode, Zim is sent to the nurse's office, but Zim's antagonist, Dib Membrane, tells Zim that he's going to get exposed as an alien because he doesn't have any human organs. Because of this discovery, Zim
this is where
hunting spree by stealing and swallowing other students' organs. Dark Harvest is one of the darkest Invader Zim episodes. In fact, it may be the darkest cartoon episode of all time. Now, why am I telling you about this episode? Well, allegedly, it turns out that Scott had a fascination with this particular Invader Zim episode, and that this episode is the reason why he had a big fascination with human organs. Because of the episode, he wondered how the human body would function if certain organs were removed, which he would eventually test out. On
yeah, you hate to see it, not gonna hold you.
He tried to rob one of his neighbor's homes.
I feel like if you watch dark cartoons and you're like, you know, really interested in how these works, I feel like a lot of people are gonna do this. I'm not gonna hold you.
Scott struck her on the head with a random object. While she was knocked out, Scott then carved a quote-unquote gothic signature on her back with a knife while she was still breathing. Scott's fascination with human organs kicked in because he later stabbed her in the stomach to remove her organs. He wanted to see how long the human body can function without certain organs, which has to be a very painful death.
Like,
does this sound like any particular cartoon episode?
Like, you're still breathing, but like, god damn.
Daniel, Pamela's husband, finally came home to discover the body. On October 20th, 2005, Scott was arrested on suspicion of committing the murder. That's because they found knives in his room, and that Scott's shoes were a perfect match when it came to comparing the footprints back to the crime scene. The most damaging evidence linking Scott to the crime was evidence shown that Pamela's blood was found on Scott's belongings. The DNA of both Pamela and Scott was found on the ski mask.
I mean, it's good. It's great that like they found him, but like, damn, you honestly feel bad for like the husband.
First-degree murder, the special
like 1 minute you're working, the next you literally just find out like your wife is dead. You just
burglary and an enhancement for
you hate to see it.
Weapon to bludgeon Pamela. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In 2018, Scott's sentence was reduced to 25 years to life in prison after the state of California passed Senate Bill 394, which gives juveniles trialed as adults and sentenced to life without parole a chance for eventual freedom. He will be eligible for parole in 2030. During the trial, the Invader Zim episode Dark Harvest was cited. The prosecution asserted that the defendant had a fascination with body
I'm also pretty sure this episode's actually banned, now I'm thinking about it.
There is a
like, Nickelodeon never ever aired this episode on Nickelodeon or Nicktoons before, even whenever they're doing Invader Zim like reruns.
Of the show's cancellation, which coincided with the investigation and subsequent arrest of Dyleski for the murder of Pamela. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory. Nickelodeon has not officially commented on the reasons behind the cancellation of Invader Zim, and this theory is more of an urban legend.
I mean, I don't think the murderer had anything to do with it getting canceled, but I feel like it's because, like, you know, it cost a lot, it didn't reach like younger kids and money.
1992 in Pennsylvania.
Alright, now we got this dude who made a fan version of Ember.
Years old, he got his first job at a McDonald's, but quit the same day after only working for only 3 hours. Randy had a handful of friends back in high school, and unlike the previous person we talked about in this video, Randy actually did finish high school. He had a small circle of friends, but he never had a girlfriend or dated, and it seemed that he was disinterested in women. In his diary, he says that he's been attracted to girls since the 9th grade, and that he's never been attracted to guys. In fact, he finds men absolutely disgusting. It also seems that he had gender dysphoria because he believed that he was supposed to be a ghost girl. More on the ghost part later in this video. When he
it plays the why he liked Ember. It plays the why he liked Ember a lot.
In 2011, Randy graduated from Dallas High School and attended his graduation ceremony. After high school, he enrolled at the Luzerne County Community College for 3 years, studying mass communications until 2014. Randy Stair is a very interesting case because he documented a lot of his life. Because on June 9th, 2008, when he was only 15 years old, he launched the Pioneers Production YouTube channel. On this channel, Randy would post vlogs and sketch comedy videos. Believe it or not,
not gonna lie, a lot of his skits were kind of interesting, not gonna lie.
Fred and Angry Video Game Nerd were inspirations to him. He would also watch Make Me Bad 35, and he would even collaborate with Randy, and Fred would even leave a comment on one of Randy's videos. Back then, Make Me Bad 35 was a decently big YouTube channel whose content is very similar to Smosh. Fred, of course, being the first YouTube channel to hit 1 million subscribers, and Angry Video
Like I told you guys, the skits are actually still up, like somewhat. They're also like archived, so I do suggest you guys actually check them out because they're pretty interesting.
The YouTuber that acknowledged Randy was the one and only Markiplier, but it was only because Randy sent fan mail to Mark, which Mark opened the package on camera, and Randy did get a verbal shout out from Mark.
Hi Mark, I've been watching your videos ever since I came across your Slender Elementary video back in November and I was hooked. I think it's great you use your audience for good.
Markiplier.
Here's something to
With the red hair.
Take care from Randy Stair, Pioneers Productions. Bing. Thank you so much for the shot glass.
Another big channel that recognized Randy
was
Ray William Johnson.
I'm about to see Randy Ray.
2011, Ray would post a video titled
Remember when he actually did longer videos and not just short videos?
Contractor getting hit by 2 trucks, and it turns out that the original uploader was none other than Randy Stair.
Alright, a couple of interesting things about this. One, the kid who originally posted this actually vlogs regularly on YouTube, which usually isn't the case for people who post these videos. And good for him, you know? Someone gets hurt in his grandpa's yard and he's like, F it, I'm gonna post this shit on YouTube.
Fuck it, I'm gonna post this.
The last YouTuber that Randy Stair interacted with was Plasma Master Don. In case you don't know who Plasma Master Don is, well, he made vlogs and would do covers on popular songs, but most notably, he was a convicted sex offender. He would also pass away in
hold
at the
up.
age of 73.
Wasn't he like a sex offender for like against a bunch of like girls?
It is important to note that Randy Stair had a very unhealthy parasocial relationship with a character from Nickelodeon's Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom is an animated series created by Butch Hartman for Nickelodeon, debuting on April 3rd, 2004, following the 2004 Kids' Choice Awards, and concluding on August 24th, 2007. The show revolves around Danny Phantom, a teenager who gains ghostly powers after an accident involving a portal between the human world and the ghost zone. He embraces the role of a human-ghost hybrid, defending his town and the world against ghostly threats,
evil
with
ghosts,
an array of supernatural abilities alongside his friends. Randy had an obsession with the character Amber McLean. Amber McLean, being a character from Danny Phantom, is a power.
Like just in case, I'll show like an image just in case you guys can see it, but like
cutting sarcastic personality. For this, she gains power when people say her name, as is shown in her first appearance when she attempted to gain power by performing the song Remember live and broadcasting worldwide in the hope that everyone would chant her name at the same time to empower her. She uses her guitar as her main mode of hypnotism as well as a weapon.
Yeah, not gonna lie when I say
is a pretty minor
like, and I mean this respectfully.
Appeared in 9 episodes out of the
some of the girls in Butch Hartman's cartoons look pretty good, not gonna lie. And I mean this like I mean this respectfully, not like a
Randy would even state that Amber was there for him through his darkest times, leading his parasocial relationship to develop. Because of this obsession over Amber, Randy would start incorporating her into his videos. Not only that, because Randy would make more ghost girls that are inspired by Amber McLean, calling this group EGS, aka Amber's Ghost Squad.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, he made his own, like, fan-made, like, Amber series, which it looks fine. It honestly looks pretty good for, like, you know, early 2010s, but it's just, like,
different facial expressions onto Amber, which
very interesting.
Actually learned how to animate. Randy was so delusional because he started to believe in his own lies by claiming that before we are born, we are ghost girls that sign a spiritual contract, and that once you die, you will become a member of EGS if you fulfill the requirements. EGS aren't just fictional characters in Randy's videos because he flat out turned this into a religion of some sort in his mind. As mentioned earlier, Randy only worked for a day at a McDonald's and quit afterwards. However, this wasn't his only job. His dad helped him get a job at the White Supermarket at Eaton Township, Pennsylvania. Believe it or not, he actually held this job for 7 years. Simultaneously, during the time of his employment, he was suffering from dark thoughts of offing himself and going through the EGS delusion. On April 15th, 2017, Randy would post a video titled,
like, if we're being honest, I feel like he was thinking about it because, like,
for the very first time. And
Pink would have been like a ghost, just like,
his aim is complete ass. What's disturbing about this is that Randy is wearing a Natural Selection t-shirt. For those who don't know, Eric Harris, one of the Columbine shooters, wore this shirt during the shooting. Randy had an obsession with the Columbine shooting and even claimed that he looked up to them and that Randy had a special connection with Eric before he was born. That's because he believes that he has met Eric in a spiritual realm that takes place before humans are born. Throughout the months, Randy finally came to terms about offing himself, but he didn't know where to do it or if he should take people with him.
Yeah, it felt like he kept thinking he was gonna be like a ghost, just like Ember.
Let fate decide by recording this video.
So here's the deal. Got a 1983 quarter right here. You believe in fate?
Oh geez. Watching some of these like videos are like very, and I mean very disturbing, not gonna lie. Like just
And if it's heads, I'll do it here. If it's tails, supermarket. That's a tails. See that? Two. It had to be, right? That's a heads. Ooh, one of each. Tension's building up. That was a high one. Lose it. Oh, it's a tails. Way up there.
the tails.
Heads. Had to be, huh? Have to have it come down to the very last coin flip. Laying behind the camera.
Oh no, what is he? Yo!
That is a tails, folks.
On June 1st, 2017, Randy would make a 2-hour-long video to his parents telling them why he committed the horrible act that he was planning to commit. 2 days later, he would make another video titled Goodbye Earth, which is almost the same video as his previous one, but instead talking to his parents, he is now talking to his fans. 2 days later,
Fans,
he
friends,
would record
just...
another video that's an hour-long titled House Tour, which is just an ordinary
let's be honest, he recorded a bunch of videos before this happened and just scheduled them.
In this 10-minute video, he would just walk around inside the white supermarket without saying a word. This video was recorded in the morning, the day of the shooting. Later that night, when the people from the night shift walked in, Randy sadly took the lives of 3 of his co-workers, later turning the weapon to himself. All of these videos that I just talked about were all posted
you feel bad for the co-workers. You honestly feel bad for the co-workers. They're just trying to make their money, trying to live their lives, and then...
That contains all of the videos of him planning the massacre. He obviously did this because if he actually posted the videos the same day he recorded them, somebody would eventually report him to the authorities. So Randy recorded everything and posted everything minutes before the massacre, which would be too late for anyone to report him. After the massacre,
yeah, because after no one would see it,
which was later reopened, and it is still open till this day.
That's pretty good. Honestly, you feel...
Little Pony. Brandon's...
Oh no, he's about to talk about the pony, what the hell's the My Little Pony fan base called? Bronies. The brony. It's like something with bronies or something like that. I don't know. Like honestly, you really just hate to see it. But all right, well let's see what's this last one. This is definitely like has something to do with the brony fans. This definitely has something to do with the brony fans.
Residing in Indianapolis, which is the capital of Indiana. While growing up, Brandon loved fishing and roller coasters, but his childhood would take a very dark turn. At the age of 3,
oh no, did he also have
with obsessive
bad
compulsive disorder, often felt alone and could not control his anger. At the age of 3 years old, his mother Sheila and father got into a huge argument. The father stated that if she leaves and takes Brandon, that he will off himself. After this, Sheila decided to go through with the divorce, and the father kept his word. Now, Brandon didn't witness
oh no!
Will still mess up.
No.
Throughout the years, Brandon would have been diagnosed with a handful of other things, such as obsessive compulsive
gotta feel bad for the kid.
Disrupted behavior disorder.
Like yeah, he probably did something fucked up like at the end,
sadly,
probably in this video, but you gotta feel bad
because he would sometimes attack her. Keep in mind, it's not like Brandon wanted to hurt his mom in the first place, but instead said he couldn't control his anger. Brandon even told a school nurse that he doesn't want to be angry, but he simply can't control himself. When Brandon was only 11 years old, he was arrested for the first time. He was charged with battery, criminal confinement, and intimidation. He was accused of kicking and punching his mom before grabbing 2 table knives and stabbing her, slightly injuring her. Brandon was held in a juvenile facility for a few hours, went before a judge a few weeks.
Maybe I should have took him. Maybe I should have said anything. Maybe I should have said anything. Maybe I should have shut the hell up. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have just shut the hell up and let Morbid explain before I said I feel bad, because
later and got probation. He got some counseling too, but Sheila said he was still suspended from school several times for fighting, and in 2014 she started homeschooling him. During this period of time,
she got more abuse than she got more abuse than she.
Over the following years, Sheila attempted to help Brandon in coping with his anger at home, yet his social interactions remained sparse. Sheila was so frightened of Brandon's anger that she went to the police for help. At this point, Brandon had ceased taking his prescribed medication, including Lexapro, according to Sheila. In an interview, Sheila said,
"To get to that point, for any mother to get to that point, that's a red flag. You know, I don't sit on the phone and say my baby might hurt himself or something like that. I went beating on doors, knocking them down if I had to."
On March 2nd, Sheila and Brandon went to the Army Surplus store, a place they frequently visited. Brandon, who had a passion for all things military, enjoyed eating MREs there and ended up buying a gun.
You know what? Let me not say anything about this. Let me not say anything about. I'm about to say something else, and I'm thinking this may connect to what he did at the end. Before, I'm gonna guess he also like killed himself or something like that, or he went to jail.
The main 3 things he was fascinated about on the internet were mass shootings, white supremacy, and My Little Pony. Yup, he was in fact a brony.
Yep, that's what the fan base is. That's what I was trying to think about, Brony fans.
The term Brony is given to adult males.
Oh no, how does this and mass shooting connect? What did he do at the end? What did he do at the end?
Cases of them doing degenerate things. Just like many bronies, Brandon had a room filled with My Little Pony merch. Brandon was also a huge fan of the pony Applejack and actually believed that he has a romantic relationship with said pony. During this time, Brandon got a job at a FedEx facility in Indianapolis. He was making decent money that he actually moved out.
Then again, like 90% of Brony fans are weird. 90% of them are weird. Like 90% of Brony fans are like absolutely weird.
Showing up to work. Brandon would also buy 2 more guns with his stimulus check money. A year later, on April 14th, 2021, Brandon would have his counseling session. A day later, on the 15th, he would commit a heinous crime. He went to his old FedEx facility job where he would take the lives of 8 people. The facility at the time of the shooting. Many of them were changing shifts or on lunch breaks. Police officers responded to the scene shortly after 11 p.m., which Brandon took himself out inside of the facility before
damn, you hate to see it.
Police dispatch
you generally hate to see it.
That Brandon was found with 2 rifles. On that same day, Brandon would post his motives on Facebook, which is very disturbing. He did this to demonstrate his masculinity and would state, "I hope that I can be with Applejack in the afterlife. My life has no meaning without her. If there is no afterlife and she isn't real, then my life never mattered anyways." Brandon would also have My Little Pony stickers all over his arsenal. Damn,
that looks like a Call of Duty type of sticker right there. Just oh god, I feel bad for the parents. I feel bad for the mom.
Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter since I will be more active over there. But enough me blabbering. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time I upload. See you guys.
Later, Morbid. Guys, that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Alright, so that last one, I feel so bad for the mom. Like, she really was trying to help her son, like, control, like, his anger and not, you know, be a better person. But then as soon as he was, like, into, like, mass shooting, some other stuff, and then, My Little Ponies, I already knew something bad was about to happen when he shot someone. Like, at first, I was thinking, please do not tell me he shot his mom, right? Please, for the love of God, don't tell me he shot his mom. Okay, no. I mean, shooting your co-workers is still bad, but I'm like, oh no, don't tell me he shot the one person that was like really, and I mean really trying to help him. Honestly, comment morbid banger. Even though I knew like I want to say 45% of like the things like the first two people did, Scott and Randy, because like there's like been a bunch of videos where people talk about the Randy and like his exception with like Ember, and then I heard a few people talk about Scott and why he in like the Invader Zim like controversy. I did not know about that last one. Let's be honest, I feel like there's more people, there's like a bunch of videos on bronies that have been killers, or I feel like more we can honestly do a part 2 to this. Guys, that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the bell again. If I win, I upload a new video. Comment what do you guys want me to react to next. Guys, that was the video. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Peace.